I got a new Haagen Dazs white chocolate raspberry truffle. I've had the strawberry. I've had the strawberry one. And then I went to the store for the strawberry one. And then in place of the strawberry, there was white chocolate raspberry truffle made in Canada. Big thank you to my friend at, everybody calls it Petro Korea, but by myself, I call it the convenience store. And that's in my town. He came and seen my bike. He came outside and seen my bike today. And I said, it came from China. And the bike looks just like him. And I told him, $50 a month, ridethewindebikes.ca. $50 a month, ridethewindebikes.ca. On credit, it's only $50 a month for one of those bikes. My big red machine. Even if you're having a car for $50 a month, now you have a bike, motorcycle bike. You can go. That website is not my website, ridethewindebikes.ca. It's another woman. North of Toronto. I just buy the e-bikes. But it's a big business. Everybody wants an e-bike. Those e-bike stores would do good in every town across Canada. People with no vehicle, people with disabilities, no disability. Everybody loves those e-bikes. It's good for the mental health. For anybody that's walking or driving car or this one has chocolate in it. Raspberry. The Lord and Savior has been around for years, eh? I hear he's been around for billions of years. He's billions of years old. And then he sounds like he's only there might have been a sunspot, they're saying. We grew up with good dairy here in Canada. The first town I grew up in, even though I was born in Guelph, Ontario, I first was raised in Hillsburg, Ontario, and Erin, Ontario. And we had Steen's Dairy in Erin. And Effie's. Never did I ever ride in Phil Thompson's truck. Phil Thompson is the epitome of he hits this weird spot because I think Phil Thompson likes women a lot. He's big on women, obviously. So if it wasn't, I think only Linda rides in the front seat with him. But what was I going to say? He's the epitome of that Nazi character where during the Holocaust, you know, in the Holocaust and yada yada, there's something about this blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. There was supposed to, my whole life I had heard, there is this, and I don't have a hate for it, but there has been this story my whole life that there's this blonde-haired, blue-eyed, super kind of like an Adolf Hitler, like a Schindler, like a Stalin, but he was here in Canada and I didn't know that. Like we heard about the Holocaust, something about blonde hair and blue eyes, and when I was born, everyone they said I was just like sort of like a Hitler. I was like, but I wasn't Hitler because I was much larger than Hitler, but we were sort of related or what have you. But I had heard about this blonde hair, blue eyes. My dad had green eyes, like a snake. But yeah, then I met this Phil Thompson. He was that blonde hair, blue eyes, famous. In school, when we watched like these to learn about Nazi history in Germany. It wasn't until I was like 20-something years old until I could have been anywhere. I used to live in London for 5 years. Somehow I ended up in Teeswater in the middle of freaking nowhere. And then there was this big, the word was boss for a while, but the word boss is so played out. We're thinking he's like a goddamn, like I said, he's like a freaking, at first I thought he was like this ventriloquist guy, which he is. He taught me a lot about ventriloquism. He taught me about quite a bit, actually. Had he have been my father, I would have been a millionaire for sure. That guy, Phil, he's a great father, for his sons that he cares about. A lot better than my dad. Yeah, Phil's a lot better than my dad. That's all I know. But he stole from me just like my dad. It ain't about, he ain't my dad. That's the facts. He ain't my father, but you know what it feels like? The whole world's mine as long as I don't go to Teeswater because that's where Phil is. That Phil is the meanest king in the whole land. Okay? If you want to talk kings and queens, that guy is the meanest king. Sorry. And his wife, oh my God. Oh my God. You know, that's funny that now that I come to that conclusion, the two richest families I've ever met were not nice really at all, okay? They didn't give me fucking nothing, and they were rich. So, they're real vicious. When I seen Phil, and I could already tell in his stomach, and he was starving, like I'm saying starving. The last time he churned his stomach like this would have been fucking back in 2003, okay? And when I seen him, his fucking stomach did a full churn and he tried to eat me alive. I seen the churn from a mile away. They got a store in Teeswater. You can go down to it. He's got ice cream, does he? I don't know. I know he used to keep one freezer with chicken and stuff because I used to eat the buy chicken but not forever. Back when it was Phil Thompson, I thought I was going to be eating that chicken forever. Now everyone go hometown. I can't believe I was going in there and buying. I was still buying from that one guy at the convenience store, even though they had hometown. Because if you treat me a certain way, I don't even feel comfortable going in there. And I'm renting from the people. That was my little sugar and spice. It was the whole brick and mortar special. It was brick versus mortar. Brick and Morty. No, brick and mortar versus internet. Holy fuck was it? These people wanted a real life war because I was doing well on the internet. I'm like, buddy, it's none of your business. I'm paying rent. I'm not on any conditions or nothing. I'm a legal free citizen just like you are. Let's come to terms. I was the type of person, I had the money, bud. I'll send you a transfer or I'll send you this and that. They were being different with their guns. I had never seen anything like it. I'd never seen white people threatening each other with freaking guns like they were. Like, I'm a kid, bud. Talk to me normal, like a kid. Like a Canadian kid. If you don't see me as some Canadian, even if I was an old man, bud, listen, I'm paying the transfers. Hey, bud, it wasn't like that with you either. Listen, it was no good altogether. The landlords were trash. That fucking Teeswater is full of some shit men, eh? Yeah. Nothing but a prostitution sting right in the front of it, eh? Don't even drive through it. You know what'd be good in that Teeswater? I like the fair over there. Is oh, and they got a big swimming pool and all that. I thought that was really cool. It's a certain hood over there, buddy. Holy fuck. I remember when I first moved to that hood or whatever. That's what I used to call it. I was like, holy fuck, look at this hood, bud. Little did I know that Phil Thompson was the super gangbanger motherfucking he was the super GOG of the hood. He is the shit. He is the Adolf Hitler of that area. Holy fuck, is he ever? Now that I look at it. And I was stuck in it. And then when I was like, holy fuck, I'm stuck in this shit. I said, I have to defend myself and get the police to take me out because I was like stuck in this fucking web. He put me in this fucking web, this guy. I gave my first and last to him at this one apartment. And that's where they started to come at me and home invade me and try to kill me. And all that. And bodies started hitting. And then I'm just a kid on the computer. I have my own little business. It's not even causing no problems. Phil's little opinions and all this fucking my city town shit and all that. And then, so I was done with it. And then why would I pay $1,000 a month rent to somebody that calls the police on me? No, no way. The police couldn't make an arrest anyway, and then you're my landlord and you are snitching on every little petty little thing. My vehicle or something was fully licensed. The cop didn't even make an arrest. But the fact was, my landlord, who we're supposed to be family, bro, or whatever. Listen, if I'm the landlord, I would not listen, I do it a different way, eh? I'm not with calling the cops and shit like that and terrorizing people's fucking mental health. But Phil is. But it was a good learning lesson. Hey, if it didn't happen, Phil, obviously, he's the elder. Phil, now I say Phil knew what he was doing. All right? And I was playing along because Phil knew what he's doing. You know, I honestly say Phil took the spray on purpose. He wanted to get sprayed. He knew I was going to spray him. That was his whole thing. He wanted to get sprayed and all that with the pepper spray. A lot of people do. It was about time because a lot of people get sprayed with pepper spray. He wanted to kick me out and scare me and show me all these bodies, and then he pretended to try to body me. He was teaching me, and I learned a fucking lot. Like, I had never seen bodies before, but I grew up and I knew, oh, you might see bodies one day. Nor did I think it was like this, where you would see, bodies. And that woke me up like, holy moly, people are, getting bodied. And the cops, they're with those people doing the bodies. Mm-hmm. So you don't go near the people that are doing the bodies or the police. Because the police are these weirdo sexual ones that are into the body shit. I'm just a famous celebrity. At first, I was intrigued by the law enforcement, the police, and yada, yada. Then I got to see what the police was, and I'm not even putting it in my regimen anymore, really. Forever I'll be military and law enforcement, if I ever had to be. And whatever, I have that private law enforcement entity, but it's way different than the police. The police are the ones that start the war and start the problems. They're very jealous. But here's the thing. They don't make $25,000 a year. They make $60,000 a year. They make $60,000 a year. They make $60,000 a year. That's a lot of money. There's no reason to be jealous. Even the constables are making big money, $60,000 a year. You ain't getting no better. Trust me, I made $60,000 a year. If you want to do CPIC or whatever, I used to make $60,000 a year back in 2012, 2013, and 2014 and all that. I was making $60,000 a year. So I made it before, and I'll tell you what, it's a lot of money. So if you remain a good person, $60,000 a year, if you can make $60,000 a year for 10, 20, 30 years. Now, I don't know how it gets with the internals, right? With the internals, generally, most of the police are pretty good in this area. But that Teeswater is a whole nother area. No, that website's fine, actually. It's doing more than fine. Yeah, it's fully legal. I don't even look at it. But there is people that are obsessed with it that sit there and stare at it and wish they had it and maybe plan some stuff. No, I'm not selling it unless somebody want to buy it for millions. And nobody's got millions. And the ones that do, they're fucking just sitting there eating food and shit all day. They don't give a goddamn. Some of them, maybe, I don't know if you got millions if you want to buy it, but I doubt it. People that got millions generally already have their own business, and they don't even have to start a business. They already got millions. Why the fuck would you need a business? You already got millions. That's a big thing that people do. You already have millions because your family already made it, and you want to just keep doing more businesses until you wear yourself out and spend all your money. I did the same thing. Could have just had millions. Because you got the money, you just got to get educated on how you can spend it. That takes time. I remember I didn't even know all the stuff you could spend money on. And then you learn how you can spend your money. Anyways, but I think that's the end of it. I had that raspberry, whatever it's called, Haagen Dazs. It was all right. Raspberry chocolate, I wish it didn't have chocolate in it. I would have rathered strawberry. Strawberry would have been much better. Going on 30, basically. You're 30 now, and you got 30 more years, and then you're 60, if that. 70, 80, 90. I don't know if I'll ever make it a 90. And that was life here on Earth.